In this video, we're going to discuss the DUI of Maurice Scott, all the holes in the story, and all of the many opinions that people had. Let's watch.
Because I was getting all kinds of screenshots. So ignorant. Dude, we was literally just with their asses.
Any black man that has done something that they should not have done, then they got to pay for the punishment.
Clearly, everybody had an opinion about this DUI from that recording. So here goes Maurice lying again.
How are you doing?
This isn't ask a question, answer a question. This is, I'm asking you. I wasn't where you were. I wasn't in your shoes. I wasn't in your position. Like, it's different.
You know the hardest thing
What?
of the whole thing?
What?
Is making a phone call to you. I know you're my life partner and you're my love, but at the end of the day, that's a phone call I never thought I'd have to make.
I understand.
You know? And the worry that I'm sure you had to go through and everything else, and then you get the phone call, hey, Maurice, you know, I've been arrested. This is the situation. Can you come bail me out?
Well, once I heard your voice, it took the worry out. Because, you know, I went down my timeline. And in my timeline, you'd be ready to go to bed.
Right.
And so I honestly thought you had gone to work. And you were at work and you fell asleep at work. Mm-hmm. So I went by the office. And then when you weren't asleep at work, I was like, I just wasn't sure where you were. And so it's very weird. It was a weird call, a weird situation. I always worry about whether or not you're going to always be 100% forthright.
So here goes Kimmy finally being honest that she doesn't ever think that he's really going to be honest with her. But then she goes into this whole little, oh, but I know you're trying to protect me. She don't really believe that. She really thinks that Maurice is lying and he's not telling her the truth. He's not wholeheartedly coming out and telling her the timeline of where he was, what he was doing. And clearly in this moment, she is still left in the dark. Let's continue with the live.
There'll be a lot of people that are disappointed, you know, not just because it happened to me and the fact that, you know, for whatever reason, I may have let them down from who I am or whatever. As far as public opinion, I've already been convicted. So you're not innocent until proven guilty. You're guilty until proven innocent. A lot of people are going to be disappointed because they're not going to have answers. Like, this is an ongoing case, and anybody with any sense knows that anything that I say can and will be used against me.
So in this moment, Maurice actually acknowledges that people are going to be disappointed in him and that he knows that, in fact, people are going to have opinions about him. So let's go into the whole uproar of Melody. Like, we saw everybody had a comment about it, but for some reason, Melody was the main one that he had the main issue with having an opinion. Let's keep going and see how this thing unravels.
Whenever your spouse, and you know I've been on the side of it, is out here doing stuff that's stupid, it does affect you. Let's keep it a buck. It does.
Everything that they do affects us. But I think at some point in our lives, we all stand by the people that we're with. And it's just one of them things. It's a thing where you have to let the system play out. But I'm fine.
You fine?
Absolutely.
So it didn't take like no kind of a little bit of an emotional toll or...
There's a moment of time where you're like, your head is all over the place, kind of just trying to figure out exactly what happened until you get to know exactly what happened.
Was it really the middle of the day?
There's just not a comment for me to have. What is public knowledge is public knowledge. Mm-hmm. So,
okay,
what
so
is public knowledge is public. No, it's not. I didn't say no. It is not. Don't put no words in my mouth, child.
Well, that's the public knowledge.
I didn't say. Just don't believe everything that's on paper.
Kimmy, she's choosing not to talk much about his case. I'm not surprised. A lot of people in this group have shied away, you know, from being transparent and being honest and open. So there's a lot of mouth when it comes to other people. And then there's not a lot whenever it comes to self. Not surprised at all. At all.
What is public knowledge is that he was arrested. They have a time and a date, and that's the part that's public knowledge.
So here is where Kimmy began with the I don't have nothing to say. There's no comment for me to have. So why would Melody come back and have a conversation with you about some lipstick if you didn't even want to have the conversation in this moment? Mind you, she is the first person that Melody went to. So let's move on to the next scene where we saw Melody talking to Letitia. Now remember, Melody talked to Kimmy. Kimmy had no idea where his whereabouts were. Kimmy talked to Maurice, and she didn't know where his whereabouts were. She didn't know what he was doing. So let's see how the lies continue to trickle down, and the story seems to continue to change. Let's watch.
The Scots in social media.
About what? Who? What Scots?
Maurice got a DUI, WI or DUI, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the hot news right now.
Yeah. We was like happy that it wasn't worse. You know what I'm saying? We're happy that he was safe and nobody was hurt. He wasn't hurt and nobody else was hurt. That was the most important part.
Tisha, you see like that? You see this right here? How you're talking? That sounds amazing.
Don't do that.
No, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
How amazing would it have been if after it all happened, that type of dialogue happened? You know what?
Oh, we said that to him.
Our relative could have been dead and gone because I lost my grandmother to a drunk driver. So, hey, our relative could have been dead and gone. We're just happy he's here and he's not hurt and he didn't hurt anybody else. Instead, it was, free Reese, get the ball, free Reese. It was a whole, yes.
I know it was free Reese.
It was embarrassing.
Sure.
And I didn't see you
sure
in
he
the
was
line,
embarrassed
but I
about
saw
it.
them. He should have did what you just did. Hey, this is what you don't do.
Yeah.
But instead, the immediate thing was to go back to the very thing that could have just took your life. I said, man, he may not come at me with no other MLK speech. He can't talk to me about I'm telling you that right now. He can't talk to me about He can't tell me nothing, give me no ideas.
We've all made mistakes. We cannot hold each other. Like, you make a mistake, you learn, and you grow from it.
Getting behind the wheel while you know you're intoxicated is not a mistake. That's a choice.
But
secondly,
I feel like he learned his lesson.
the response after that, a bottle in your hand on live. Yes, ma'am.
Well, Mel has a really strong opinion about Maurice's DUI. And being that this has had an effect on her life, dealing with her grandmother, I can understand where she's coming from with this. I would like to say that the situation with Maurice and the DUI is nobody else's business, but in this group, everything is everybody else's business.
When Kimmy and I got together, I kind of checked in with her because I, as a woman, I know whenever your husband embarrasses you, what that feels like. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then with everything else she's had going on, I was just like, I'm checking on all caps you.
Yeah. She probably was like, he embarrassed himself, not me.
She
she was out grocery shopping.
Like that, but no, girl, nah, trust me. It affects everybody. And then did you see?
So we get to the point in this discussion that Mel is talking about the DUI with Letitia, but Letitia then reveals that Kimmy was at the grocery store. So, Kimmy, were you at the grocery store when you got the news? Did you not check on your husband? Is this like not unusual for you to not hear from him for a whole day? It was so like the norm for you that you're at the freaking grocery store when you figured out that he got a DUI. This is crazy to me. So the fact that y'all had so much vitriol and all of this delusion where it come to Melody, that's crazy to me. This is something that y'all are used to. Him not reaching out to you, you now knowing where he's going. This basically lets me know that this is normal in y'all relationship. So the fact that you sat on that stage and had all that attitude and trying to be stank, and you thought you read somebody, but you definitely didn't. You ended up looking dumb. Because Carlos King gave you that line of questioning, baby, and you had no answers for any of it. So let's continue to see the downfall of Kimmy and watch how dumb you are. Because throughout this entire season, you've been made to look like a fool. Let's keep going.
Well, Mel was grilling me about the Maurice situation. She grilling everybody, and I don't understand why.
I said, were you there whenever Maurice got arrested that day?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Why y'all let him drive?
I don't know. know. I don't know what happened there. Driving, I thought everybody was okay to drive.
Oh.
No one seemed that drunk to not drive, in my opinion.
In your opinion,
Yeah.
Did y'all go to another club?
No.
Well, I didn't like the fact that she was trying to insinuate something more was to it. Because
that
she was like,
wasn't even the
he had
half,
red
but she
lipstick on his shirt.
They say he had red lipstick on his lips.
I don't believe that. I believe that's some extra stuff.
Did you see the mugshot?
Ain't no red lipstick out here. People be lying.
The red?
No.
You don't see the red, then you're colorblind.
I don't see it.
She talked to me first.
She didn't mention the lipstick at all.
No.
Maybe she was afraid to bring it up to you.
Why? You're my
Maybe
friend.
she didn't want the Baltimore Kimmy to come out.
But that's my thing. I will receive it better if you're my friend trying to give me honest
Like you're
feedback.
concerned versus being
Correct.
messy.
Correct.
I get you.
That's my point. If you think that that's a sincere issue
Yeah.
and you want to bring it to your friend's attention, tell me why you're talking to me. But no, that doesn't happen. It never happens. So at that point, it's obviously not out of concern that she's expressed that. Her plight in life is to figure out everybody else is cheating.
Kimmy, is it really Melody's plight in life to see if everybody else is cheating? Or is it really your goal to stay on this show and never tell the truth about how you really live with your husband and let him go out here and frolic in the land of Galilee of women in Huntsville, allegedly, okay? You are just being called out and you don't like it. Melody doesn't give a good John Brown about who the heck Maurice is doing dickety-doo-ah, dickety-a-in, okay? You are just mad that you're getting caught. And you've been on this show collecting a check for several seasons and giving absolutely nothing. I hope that you continue to be uncovered for the fool that you are. Let's continue to watch as your husband now tries to gaslight Melody as he is lying his tail off and the story continues to change.
Some conversations with some people in this friend group regarding you and, you know, what took place with the DUI and all of that. I felt it was irresponsible. It was embarrassing and disappointing. And I felt like the response the day after could have been more appropriate versus it seemed like it was right back partying. Hey, bottles back up again. You know what I'm saying? Like you have in this friend circle from the beginning always come off as the one who is the most level-headed. You know what I'm saying? The most intelligent.
One who makes decisions and forms his opinion based off of information that he actually knows.
However, for me too, it's a personal feeling for me because I lost my grandmother to a drunk driver.
Hey, let me stop you there. Do you know anything about what actually happened that day?
The report, unless the report from the police is false.
Okay. Tell me what information you know.
Why don't you tell me you were
No,
there?
tell me what information you know.
Why don't you tell me you were
I
there?
was the only one there. That's why I know you don't know any information.
There wasn't an officer there?
Oh, he wasn't there.
So how can
To make good choices. Can you explain to us how you were booked for a DUI?
A police officer suspected something and he arrested me for it. And you told me everything that you think that you know about the evidence of what happened. You weren't there.
So in that scene, Maurice tries to gaslight Melody saying that there was no police officer there, but then you sat on the reunion stage and admitted that there was in fact an officer there that in fact arrested you, and you admitted that you ran into a pole. So what the hell are you on here wasting our time for? You had this whole gaslighting session with Melody where you tried to call her everything but a child of God and say that she was sitting there attacking you, and in fact she was not attacking you, she was telling you the daggone truth. And you sit up here and act like you're a victim, and that is not the case at all. Let's continue on in this conversation with Melody and Kimmy, where she wants to act offended over what, in fact, her husband did. And she's just mad because Melody is actually bringing it up. Let's watch.
It was unintentional. I don't know. Do you have some kind of information, some kind of proof, some kind of something that would lead you to believe that? What would make you say that?
I feel like you asked me, like, how dare I ask questions about something? I'm going to ask questions.
Melody is a wordsmith. That's what I call Melody. And so I believe she uses her conversation wisely to get to the place that she wants to be. And right now, not talking about what she said when she said it is weird to me, because you can talk about it with Tisha and you can talk about it with Trisha, you can talk about it with Maurice, but when I bring to you how I feel about those conversations, now we're not going to talk about it. Yes, absolutely deflection.
Kimmy, is it deflection, or does she just not want to waste her time? You sat up in a scene at her house and you didn't even want to talk about it. You didn't want to answer any questions. You didn't want to say anything about it. So why would I waste my precious breath, as they talked about in a scene with Trish, talking about something that you obviously have no interest in having a conversation about? These people on this show really, really are delusional. It is absolutely insane. But let's listen to this clip of Melody's recent live, where she in fact admits that production was the one that told her to ask the questions about the DUI. Let's listen.
When we get to the clips y'all have seen for the reunion, considering that I've had conversation, it's been understood why these questions are being asked, but I really don't care. And we have a great conversation about it. I've already met with Maurice. We hashed it out, apologized to each other. And I told him in that scene, I said, well, Maurice, I don't know if it aired. Y'all can tell me, because I don't know. But I told him in that scene, I said, well, listen, Kimmy already mentioned she would like for me not to talk about it again. I said, and I'm going to tell you like I told her. I said, you ain't got to worry about me talking about it no more. That's it. And I never brought it up since. And if you think about it, the only people that I had the conversation or asked questions with was when the cameras was up filming. Nobody else I talked to on an everyday basis was I discussing some lips and red lipstick. Because I didn't really care. Okay? But I guess maybe production understands that they have more of one family on this show and they can stick together and choose not to talk about nothing. So then they got to see who can they get to ask the questions. That's fine, right?
So there you have it. All the lies, twists, and turns that the Scotts have done to try to get around this whole DUI accusation. Instead of them just being honest about it in the first place and saying, you know what, I made a mistake, my apologies, this or that, whatever, and accepting the fact that, okay, I didn't hurt anybody. Thank God I didn't hurt myself. That would have been that. But no, he wants to come on here and try to act perfect or literally just not talk about their lives. And I just think that it's absolutely insane, and it's getting ridiculous that people are allowed to remain on this show as cast members and you're not contributing anything to being a plausible cast member on the show. You're not giving anything going on in your life. When something does come up in your life, you work extra hard to cover it up. And then you double down on attacking other cast members like he has done with Melody time after time after time. It's really annoying. And at this point, I am so glad, in the words of Robin Dixon, I am so glad that Juan Dixon isn't here. I am so glad that Melody Cherie has decided to exit the building. Okay. Shout out to y'all for watching this entire video and getting just my view of what I think happened with this whole situation. Thank you for watching. Please, please don't forget to like the video, comment down below on what you think. And what are y'all expecting to see more from these people if they come back in the next season? Are they going to be truthful? Do you expect them to have to work? And what do you guys think about Carlos King and his line of questioning at the reunion? Do you think that he is now on the side of, listen, you all better start getting and doing some work, or I'm going to have to replace y'all? Or what do you think? Because it seemed like he was really a pro advocate for the Scotts, taking them to award shows and whatnot. It's kind of like that old thing where your mama told you was going to get a spanking when you got home and they gave you ice cream, and then boom, she got your ass in the end. So it seems like that's what Carlos did up on that stage in Reunion Part 1. But comment down below, what do y'all think is about to happen with these Scotts? Because, yeah, it ain't gonna look good for them, in my opinion. Again, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.